Father came home every weekend for that year or more, but he always said, when we finally got settled in Delaware, he used to say, Joey, a job's, and all my friends would hear it as well, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. My sister heard it as well, Valerie. He said it's about your dignity, a job. It's about respect. It's about your place in the community. And right now, in this autumn afternoon, millions of Americans all across this country feel they've lost all that. A season of protest has broken out all across the nation. Some of it is just senseless burning and looting and violence that can't be tolerated and won't. But much of it is a cry for justice from a community that's long had a knee of injustice on their neck. The names of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, they'll not soon be forgotten, not by me, not by us, and not by this country. They're going to inspire a new wave of justice in America. These are historic, painful crises. The insidious virus, the economic anguish, the systematic discrimination. And one of them could have rocked the nation, any one of them. Yet, we've been hit by all three at once. But if we're honest with ourselves, the pain striking at the heart of our country goes back months, not months, but years. Our politics has for too long been mean and bitter and divisive, and you can hear it now in the distance. We've stopped seeing dignity in one another. We've stopped showing each other respect. Too many among us spend more time shouting than listening, more time fighting than working together, more time demonizing and denigrating others than lifting them up. The divisions in our nation are getting wider. Angry people are upset. Anger and suspicion are growing, and our wounds are getting deeper. And many wonder, has it gone too far? Have we passed the point of no return? Has the heart of this nation turned to stone? I don't think so. I refuse to believe it. I know this country. I know our people. And I know we can unite and heal this nation. Warm Springs is a good place to talk about hope and healing. Sir Franklin Roosevelt came, quote, to use the therapeutic waters to rebuild himself. Stricken by polio, the polio virus in 1921, he suffered from paralysis. Like many other Americans of those pre-vaccine decades, FDR longed to live an independent life, a life that wasn't defined by his illness. To him, and to so many others facing physical challenges, Warm Springs offered therapy for the body, and I might add, and the soul. But it offered something else as well. FDR came looking for a cure, but it was the lessons he learned here that he used to lift a nation. Humility, empathy, courage, optimism. This place represented a way forward, a way of restoration, of resilience, of healing. In the years that followed, FDR would come back to Warm Springs often to think about how to heal the nation and the world. And that's exactly what he did. Lifting us out of a Great Depression, defeating tyranny, saving democracy. And then it was here, on April 12th, 1945, that President Roosevelt died, a casualty of war as surely as any who fell in combat. And the free world mourned. American leaders wept. Maybe even more important was the reaction of the American people. Naval Chief Petty Officer Graham Jackson, a black man, cried as he played his accordion in tribute to FDR not far from here. And the story's told that when Franklin Delano Roosevelt's funeral procession went by, a man collapsed in grief. And the neighbor asked him, "Did you know the president?" The response was, "No," the man said, "but he knew me. He knew me." Few words better describe the kind of president our nation needs right now. A president who is not in it for himself, but for others. A president who doesn't divide us, but unites us. A president who appeals not to the worst in us, but to the best. A president who cares less about his TV ratings and more about the American people. A president who looks not to settle scores, but to find solutions. A president guided not by wistful thinking, but by science, reason, and fact. That's the kind of president I hope to be. I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president. I'll work with Democrats and Republicans. I'll work as hard for those who don't support me as for those who do. That's the job of a president. A duty of care for everyone. This place, Warm Springs, is a reminder that though broken, each of us can be healed. That as a people and a country, we can overcome this devastating virus. That we can heal a suffering world. And yes, we can restore our soul and save our country. In his last hours, President Roosevelt was at work on a speech to be delivered the next day. In it, he was to say, quote, "Today, we must cultivate the science of human relationships, the ability of all people, of all kinds, to live together and work together in the same world at peace." To live together and work together. That's how I see America. That's how I see the presidency. And that's how I see the future. I tell you this from my heart. I believe America in an America of hope, not fear. Unity, not division. Love, not hate. The presidency, though, is only one part of the American chorus. History isn't only a story of the great and the famous. No. Our history is a story of we, the people, of all of us, together. I've long said the story of America is a story of ordinary people doing extraordinary things